Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. So lovely to have you both with us. Maybe you could just kick off with a brief introduction to The Sea Ahead. Tell us a bit about the film.
The film is about a young woman played by Manal, who had spent a few years living in Paris. She got to a point where she had no choice but to come back to Beirut. So the film starts really at her return and sort of meets her past and sort of tries to make terms with the life or the city that she had left behind and kind of abandoned 4 years before.
Well, how did you decide that you wanted to tell this story? You know, follow up to your Palme d'Or winning short. Why was this going to be the right story for your feature debut?
When I wrote the film, it was important for me to look at sort of migration from the point of view of somebody who had returned, because we always go through these cycles of people leaving the country and like mass migration, which is what's happening today. And that was happening in 2015 also when I started writing the film. So I thought it was important also to look at the story where, you know, the grass is not always greener on the other side, because I had lived that myself and lots of people from my friends and family. So I thought it was important to just look at somebody's story from a point of view where you kind of lose the identity. Your identity is sort of your idea of home, and lose yourself basically and try to build up again.
What attracted you to being involved in the film and playing the character of Jana?
So we met in 2015. It was like he was in the process of writing the film and everything. So we, went from the first time we met, we agreed. We agreed on the idea of the film, that this film should exist. The character also for me was very interesting to play. So we managed to have time to become friends and to know each other's more, the style of work we do. And this was all, it was to the point where we arrived to shooting. It was very obvious that we were gonna do this film,
because
it was a process of meeting and discussing and working on the film.
Yeah, well, basically, like all the themes that the film explores were things that we both were living through, like throughout. We still are. We're still looking for what's next and what to do next with our lives. But so I think that was like the most important thing, that we connected on sort of a human level and what the film's meant to say and the things it's trying to express and explore, rather than like a regular actor-director relationship.
And talk us a bit through the process of actually making it. What were some of the highlights of the set, but also some of the challenges you might face?
The most amazing thing actually was working with Manal and the rest of the cast. No, really, because we had, because the film can be sort of dark and heavy, but if you were on set, it was just full of love and good energy, and we got really sort of close all together. I think that transpired. Like I told Manal, like, the day we wrapped up the last day, I just felt a complete satisfaction, as if we just achieved something. Like regardless of what happens next, the editing, what the film's gonna be, there was like a huge sense of.
It was really good shooting. We were shooting also in his house.
My parents' house.
My room in the film is his room. So it was really nice shooting. The shots, the film is simply shot, also very beautiful shots. We had time for each shot to finish it and to do everything we wanted.
Properly, yeah.
We were happy after each shot. And also the work was very nice. The crew was nice. It wasn't a big crew, it was a small crew. It was really good. And we felt that this is the best thing, and we never felt like we didn't have a lot of time. Also, we didn't have a lot of days to shoot and everything, but we were satisfied by the work done.
And I guess the challenges were also
harder, the post,
the post, because we wrapped up the film a week before the first lockdown, so the post took a year. Because I was co-editing with a French editor, and I was in Beirut and she was in Paris, so we first postponed until we could meet, and then when we figured out it wasn't going to happen anytime soon, we started editing remotely. So I would work for a couple of weeks, send her the materials, she would work and send them back to me, and that took forever. But during the shoots, there were some complications, but we kind of didn't see them as such, because it was the time where there was a lot of protests, and so sometimes we had like roadblocks and fires on the streets and protests. We had to like spend hours to get to set, and I mean we wanted to be part of the protest as well, so we didn't feel sort of that they were bothering our shoots. There was even a day where we had a shoot I think at 12, and at 11 I decided to go to like an important protest instead of going directly to set. And I met her there.
I saw her.
She was throwing rocks at the Parliament parade.
And then we went to set.
Then we went to set. Like when I was driving.
And everyone in the crew was also involved in
the casting.
And
Ayman was there, no, as well?
Yeah, Ayman was there.
There were a couple of other people there as well.
What do you hope that people will take away from your film? And why do you think it's important to kind of spotlight different places that people, see, things in the headlines or news, but actually don't see much of like the human story of what goes on?
Yeah, for me it was important first and foremost because I'm speaking about Lebanese character and Lebanese family and context, that my first audience would be Lebanese. So I was not at all interested in a story that would sort of exoticize our experience in any way, whereas it was more about sort of giving an homage, I guess, to this paralysis that we tend to feel and try to exorcise it out and get some cathartic expression out of it. Like in terms of, like I was telling you the other day, that I guess what the film now says to me and to a lot of people is like, it's okay not to be okay. It's like somehow giving power to the hopeless and disillusioned, because stories don't always end happy. There's not always a resolution, but somehow you have to find the strength to move on. And I think that was why the film was important to me.
Yeah, and I think it's a very important film because also in my career and what I acted before, it was the only film where I felt as emotions and as what I know how to do and how to deal with the camera. And emotions was where I work the most, where I show the most, where I discover the most with myself. So it was also not only shooting, it was a lot of work in cinema and the film. The film is really, and I think it's another level of making and acting, and the cast is amazing in it.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, we wrapped up. We're like, we want to continue shooting. Where's the She's like, when's the next film?
We want the now. I'm waiting.
She told me that 3 times today.
I want like spicy emotions. Let's do it.
And just finally, very quickly, how does it feel to have the film screening as part of Ely Dagher?
Do you want to start?
It was the best screening we've had since the beginning of. It was so good. The Q&A was so good.
It was an amazing screening.
It was amazing. A lot. We can hear everyone what they feel. Yeah, you could feel what the people are feeling during watching. No, it was really good.
Yeah, and even the Q&A was really was the best Q&A we've had so far.
Yeah.
Like great engagement to the audience. It felt like we're just sitting with friends, sharing very raw emotions. It was really good. And I studied here in London as well, so I know all the places. I know the BFI. I've been a million times to the ICA, so it was kind of like coming back home in a way and screening the film at home, because I also have a lot of friends that came. So it was really nice in a way.
Especially after a year of people watching films on their laptops, TVs, suddenly being in a cinema, feeling and watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Thanks so much for your time. So to speak to you. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.